First of all, the basics. Sleep is the single most impactful thing a person can do for their brain. When you sleep, your brain consolidates memory, clears out metabolic waste, regulates mood, and prepares itself for the next day. Cutting sleep to get more done is like cutting the foundation of a building to add another floor. So don't listen to hustle culture regarding this. The target is 7 to 9 hours. Not in bed for 9 hours, scrolling your phone for an hour and a half. Actually, asleep. If sleep is a problem, fix it before anything else on this list. Diet is obviously next. The brain runs on what you feed it. Processed food, excess sugar, and chronic dehydration produce brain fog, mood swings, and low energy. Your diet doesn't need to be perfect, but try and eat whole foods, enough protein, enough water, and fewer things that come in packages that will make a measurable difference to how the brain performs day to day. Exercise is wildly underrated as a brain tool. Physical movement increases blood flow to the brain, releases a cocktail of chemicals that improve mood and focus, and can be pretty effective for mild to moderate depression and anxiety. It also builds the exact same discipline muscle that every other area of life requires. 30 minutes a day of something that raises your heart rate is enough to start seeing the difference. Part 2. Train your mind. You definitely have heard about meditation, and I'm here to tell you that it is one of the most direct tools for training the mind. Sitting still and observing your thoughts without reacting to them is essentially a workout for the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus, decision-making, and emotional regulation. 10 minutes a day, done consistently over weeks, produces real, measurable changes in how the brain responds to stress and distraction. The barrier for most people is that it feels like nothing is happening while they do it. That is exactly the point. The discomfort of sitting with an unoccupied mind without reaching for a distraction is the training. Just make sure you don't quit before it works. Also, reading is one of the most underrated brain investments available. When I say reading, I don't mean scrolling articles. I mean reading actual books. Reading long-form content builds attention span, exposes the mind to complex ideas and different perspectives, and develops the ability to hold and process information over time. In a world optimized for short dopamine hits, the ability to sit with a book for an hour is genuinely becoming a competitive advantage. Learning something new serves a similar function. The brain grows through challenge. When a person stops learning, the mental sharpness that comes from being regularly challenged starts to fade. It does not matter what the subject is, a language, an instrument, a skill, a craft. The act of learning something unfamiliar keeps the brain plastic and adaptable in a way that passive consumption never does. Boredom is the last one, and probably the most counterintuitive. Deliberately allowing the mind to be unoccupied, no phone, no podcast, no stimulation, is one of the most powerful things a person can do for creativity, problem solving, and mental clarity. The brain needs idle time to process, connect ideas, and reset. Filling every moment with input starves it of that. Think about it. Some of the best thinking happens in the shower, not because showers are special, but because they are one of the few moments left where the phone is not in hand, so allow your brain to rest. Part 3. Supplements. Please, do not start here. Get the basics from Part 1 dialed in first, then consider whether supplements are worth adding. A small number have enough evidence behind them to be worth knowing about. Creatine is probably the most well-supported. Known primarily as a gym supplement, it also has documented benefits for cognitive performance, particularly in tasks requiring short-term memory and quick thinking. It is widely available, inexpensive, and has a strong safety profile. I personally noticed a difference when taking more than 10 grams a day, split into 2 doses of 5 grams each, but feel free to experiment. Omega-3 fatty acids, found in fish oil, play a role in brain cell structure and have been associated with improved mood and cognitive function. A lot of people, me included, do not get enough through diet alone. Magnesium is another one that a significant portion of people are deficient in without knowing it. It plays a role in sleep quality, stress regulation, and overall nervous system function. I take magnesium glycinate before bed to help with my sleep quality. Beyond these, remember that good sleep, good nutrition, regular exercise, and an active mind will do more for the brain than any stack of supplements, especially sleep. Don't mess up with your sleep. Part 4. Stimulants. More specifically, caffeine. Caffeine works by blocking adenosine receptors in the brain. Adenosine is the chemical that builds up during the day and makes a person feel tired. Blocking it creates alertness. The problem is that the adenosine does not disappear. It accumulates behind the block, and when the caffeine clears the system, it hits all at once. That is the afternoon crash. Another potential issue is timing. Caffeine has a half-life of around 5 to 6 hours in the average person. A coffee at 2 p.m. still has half its caffeine in the system at 7 or 8 p.m., which directly interferes with sleep quality, even if falling asleep feels normal. So stop caffeine by early afternoon. Get morning sunlight before the first coffee to allow cortisol to peak naturally first, and consider going without it occasionally so the tolerance does not build to the point where it stops working without causing withdrawal headaches. I know you guys probably don't like the idea of skipping it, but hey, I'm just trying to help y'all. To be honest, used well, caffeine is a genuinely useful cognitive tool. Used carelessly, it is something a person is dependent on just to feel normal. Part 5, touch grass. Natural light exposure, particularly in the morning, is one of the most powerful regulators of the brain's internal clock. Morning sunlight signals to the brain that the day has started, triggers cortisol release at the right time, and sets in motion the hormonal cascade that determines energy, mood, and sleep quality for the rest of the day. Getting outside within an hour of waking, even on a cloudy day, for 10 to 20 minutes makes a measurable difference. It does not require a park or a forest. Standing outside and looking at the sky is enough. Just don't look straight into the sun like an idiot. Time in nature, more broadly, has well-documented effects on stress, attention, and mood. The brain did not evolve for offices, apartments, and screens. Giving it regular exposure to natural environments, even briefly, counteracts some of the cognitive and emotional load that modern life creates. Part 6, avoiding overstimulation. The modern environment is engineered to capture and hold attention. Every platform, every app, every notification is designed by teams of engineers whose sole job is to keep your brain engaged and coming back. The result is a nervous system that is chronically overstimulated, chronically distracted, and losing its ability to sustain focus on anything that does not provide instant reward. The issue with screens is not screens themselves, but the nature of the content and the volume of consumption. Infinite scroll, short-form video, and constant switching between apps train the brain to expect novelty every few seconds. Over time, this makes sustained attention genuinely harder, not because you're lazy, but because the neural pathways for deep focus are being actively replaced by pathways for rapid distraction. Scheduled times for checking social media, time limits on short-form content, and regular periods of no screen use at all go a long way. Delayed gratification is the underlying principle that ties all of this together. Every time a person resists an immediate impulse in favor of a longer-term reward, they are exercising the exact same mental muscle that drives every meaningful outcome in life. The ability to sit with discomfort, wait for something better, and not reach for the nearest dopamine source is one of the most valuable things a person can build. The brain that can delay gratification is the brain that can do hard things. And the brain that can do hard things is capable of building a life worth having. What is the one thing from this video you are going to start with? Drop it in the comments. Subscribe to Zenithy for more. See you in the next one.